here we are.
We're here.
Brand new venture.
Yes.
Um, you know, I was stoked when I saw somebody reach out and we connected and kind of talked about doing this thing together. Um, yeah, and you know much more about this than I do. So what a benefit there right off the get go.
Yeah, man. I'm honored to be a part of this thing, man. Because when I reached out to you initially, I saw you had the Montage Network. I was like, dude, we can, collaborate. We can have our M-Balm effects stuff on this website, this network you got going on. But then you reached out to me about this other idea, and I'm like, this here is, it's an opportunity of a lifetime, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have a co-host, and
Yeah.
like I said, the thing with me is like with this that started before COVID and then it kind of ended and it was more just an audio format for a podcast. This can be so much more. This way of doing things is just going to open doors to, interviews that are live. Being in the music industry and getting bands into town and national touring bands, whether we do them up in the studio upstairs or we do them, like this, that'll be cool for both of us. I am just, again, trying to just build content for this network where other people can bring their podcast into our network umbrella, and then we'll just throw them up on our channel. But then, resource it to everybody. And I just think it's a way to network things, that word can go for two different meetings, um, that benefits everybody, to where, if you've got something you want to say or do or whatever, or you've got an interview that you want on our network, we're more than happy to bring you on board and try to grow everybody's channel together, because it's all about trying to get some numbers going, at the end of the day. So,
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. And I like the idea of being able to help elevate people. You're building this network. You're having a collaborative effort of people having their stuff, their content on your network, and I think just having that base right there will kick this off immensely. And then having this kind of content here with Talking Music, the podcast that we're co-hosting together, which I'm so excited for, man. This is something that I can't even begin to tell you how honored I am about working with you on this because I mean, we're both obviously fans of music. I mean, music is amazing. Whether you're having hard times or whether you're just happy go lucky, music just gives you that extra oomph you need. And, I always look at it like this with music. It brings everyone together. When you have a show at the Montage Music Hall and you have a whole set of locals just there, everybody's homies, just everybody's brothers, and just we all just get together and it's a huge community, and you have everyone there just enjoying the same music that everyone else likes, and it's a great time, man.
yeah. And I mean, the opportunity again to talk to some people, from a different state, a different country, maybe even as we move forward. But, just to have a show that we jump on and talk about, whatever's going on in the world of music in that day, that week, that month, but just other things, so it's just great to, that we latched onto each other. And obviously, like I said, you're a guy, man, that's got all the skills already at his fingertips of how to do this at a next level, which is just, um, makes it good for me because it's just going to make what we do, that much more professional looking, than kind of just the way that I probably would have half-assed this myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, 2004 so far, man, has just been great. I think, you and I have talked personally quite a few times since we, our first initial conversations and whatnot, um, about the things that I want to do and change at the Montage and pivot on. And, this was one of them to get this up and going. This has been an idea that's been 3 or 4 months in the making, but, um, I wanted to drop it and present it at the first of the year. So, we've got a lot more to talk about and discussions on what we want to do and how we want to do it. But, and then again, man, I just want this to be a platform that little by little we can bring more people into. And that when people come to this channel, which again will be a network, there'll be a bunch of different content from different people doing podcasts, relatable to music. Yeah. But that's not, it doesn't have to be that per se. if you want to come on board under this network with whatever you're doing on your podcast, um, as long as it stays within, the parameters that I want to stay within, that we're just having a joyful conversation that's away from, politics and anything that's just going to create some drama. That's always been the way I run the club and all of our social media pages and all that as well. It's just, let's not pour gas on any fires or start fires that people can pour gas on. So I think
100%.
we're already on the same page with that and how we want to do what we're going to do. But yeah. So yeah, I just, speaking for you, and me both, that this was just an initial conversation that we wanted to jump on and kind of say what we're doing. And first and foremost, I think Brian's going to get something either down here or up there, that will, what we want to do is provoke everybody to go to the channel and subscribe. This one that we're on right now, obviously, Brian, you've got your own podcast,
Oh, M-Balm.
M-Balm,
Yeah.
so we want to promote that too.
Yeah.
And we want, we're looking for everybody that sees this, and we're going to, trust me, we're going to shove it down your throat a little bit,
This is gonna be
to look, just go and click subscribe on our channels. It doesn't mean you've got to watch what we do. There's no commitment. You're not signing up for a subscription. There's no cost out of pocket. It's the way that we're going to be able to grow this channel and get bigger artists to come on and talk to us. And it's something, that obviously is cool for you and I. We want this to grow and get some sponsorships and do some other things down the road. This is good for Rochester. We bring a lot of acts to the city. I do that, sometimes people don't know about. So, above and beyond Facebook and Instagram or whatever, with Brian's help, because again, he's a little bit better at this than I am, we'll be throwing up alerts with whatever we're going to do before we do it. Obviously any interview that we're going to conduct with somebody, we're going to know a few days in advance, and we're going to post, an upcoming interview, or just when we've gone on and done anything in general, just so that, people can just check us out. But again, we're going to need people to subscribe, hit the like button when we do something, all these things that most people know that watch YouTube podcasts, channels, whatever. There's all these little things that everybody asks you to do, and we're going to be doing the same because we want this channel to grow. And the more that it grows, the more that people will hear of it, see of it. And, hopefully we've got some content that everyone feels is interesting.
Yeah. And, just again, going back to what you said, man, just, being able to have a pretty much a diverse amount of content on one channel, one home, as a platform where everybody can come in, upload, whatever they have going on, whether, like you said, it's podcast or whatever, and keeping out all the negativity, all the bullshit. I think that's where we need to stick to, man. And
Yep.
just, like you said, this is good for Rochester. This is good for the ROC. I 100% wholeheartedly believe in that. And, I've been doing podcasting for about 5 years now with our show. And I've taken all the skills, all the stuff that I've learned throughout the years, and just honed that craft. And I want to keep it going, man. And if I can, help this out, help you out, help this whole thing just blow up, man. I'd
Absolutely.
be freaking honored. It'd be an amazing thing to be a part of. And, like you said, just, having it just blow up, getting the numbers, helping everyone elevate each other up, just help grow. That's what this is about. And being able to talk music, because at the end of the day, man, like, this is what we're here for. We're here for community. We're here for music. We're here to just kind of do this whole thing, and just
Yep.
whatever guests we have on, man, it's gonna be amazing just to hear their stories. Like when we
Right.
have guests on our show, it's amazing how different everyone's stories are, because everyone goes different through different paths of life. Everyone walks different paths of life, and we're all gonna have our own stories, our own backgrounds, and getting to be able to talk to people with different backgrounds is 100% astounding. Just to hear the things that they've experienced on stage or while touring or whatever,
Right.
so
And I mean, again, those will be, hopefully not too few and far between. Um, but we'll jump on and throw up other content, and again, just hop on and shoot the shit about things, and some local bands here and there. We'll throw that in there. Um, But look, we couldn't be starting at a better time. Nobody's doing this in the area. I hate to do something that somebody else has done. So I'm digging that we're kind of like the first at this thing. Again, the motivation here for this, jumping on and talking about what we're going to do together. But again, I can't emphasize that we want other people to be involved because you know I don't have to tell you, man, that this is the new thing. I mean, we've talked a few times about this, that late night television, how much longer is that going to last? I mean, you've got all these A-list celebrities doing everybody else's podcast.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about podcasts is, you don't, there's no real guardrails. We can swear if we want to, we can talk about things that are a little dramatic if we want to.
Yeah.
You can have a longer conversation than the little 5 or 6 minute, sound bites that they get on Kimmel and Fallon and Colbert or whatever about the whatever project they've got coming on. So you're exactly right that when we sit down and talk to people, I think you and I will collaborate on what questions we're going to ask or whatever. But it's going to be a little bit different than just the normal. How do you feel about this? Or what? So you got an album coming out or whatever. Hopefully, we get people that come on board and really want to chat for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some of these guys that we may get, we're not going to get more than 10 or 15 minutes. They've got to keep moving on through the media channels that they're going to be doing on any particular day. I know we have, I'm not throwing this clickbait out there, but John Five is coming to town. Had some interaction with their PR department today. That would be a great interview to get. Hopefully he is going to do something like this to where we can grab him for a minute or two and get him and chat with him for a minute, because he's got a lot going on, above and beyond what he's done in the past, whether David Lee Roth and Zombie and Manson and whatever. Now you got Motley Crue, and I'd like to talk to him about some stuff maybe that everybody else isn't. So the sky's the limit here, hopefully. And the thing that I liked about you, bro, right from the get-go was just the motivation that you have to get into this, and just your willingness to like work with me, because I'm not as computer prolific as you are. And all of this stuff that we're doing, just so you know, is him, not me, because I don't know a lot about it. So all of the graphics and the background, I mean, some of it was somewhat produced a little bit, but we want to make sure that what we're putting out there is as good as it can be. So again, hit the subscribe. I mean, I think that at some point you're gonna throw that up there. The URL is right down there to the Montage Studios channel, and then on social media we're gonna have like a button that you can click and all that. So yeah, I mean, we've got a lot to work out. Our relationship is a week old,
Yeah.
more or less. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited.
Me too.
This is what we're doing. I think we've babbled enough about it. We've gotten all of the bullet points out there, I think.
Yeah.
So again, from here on out, we'll just let you know when we're going to do it and what we're going to do it. In the meantime, head over to M-Balm. He's got a lot of content up there already. You got who do you have locally already on your channel? I know Glass Waves,
Yep.
Perspectives.
Perspectives. We have Glasswave Perspectives. We had Invictra on at one point, and that's talking to years ago. We had a More Alive. We've had countless different locals. I've even branched out to other musicians throughout the areas and stuff. Like the one girl we had, Lola Beth. She's from Virginia.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
that's the thing, dude. Look, everybody, again, I'm going to be repetitive. The way that we're going to get more interviews with bigger people and above and beyond when they're just coming to town to promote the show is when these numbers start to grow and they go and see that there's a benefit, that there's going to be eyes on what they give us, their 15, 20 minutes, half hour, 45 minutes of their time is all going to be conducive to it being productive for them, knowing that the reach is going to be there.
yeah,
So again, once we get everything posted, please, I've got 12,000 on the Montage and a bunch on Instagram and newsletters or whatever. If you see it land in front of you, take that second, click on it, go just hit subscribe, close out of it, and you're done. But we would really appreciate it because it's going to help grow this channel.
I always say this, man, and I think it's a huge testament. It's very easy to just subscribe like, share, follow, all the above. It's free. And if you can go to a show that costs thousands of dollars, you can do this to help your local scene out, and it's free.
Yep.
And with that being said, though, if you want to see, like Randy said, if you want to see these big time nationals come on and be interviewed here and we just, shoot the shit with them, you got to help us out. And we appreciate all of you who do. So, just help us get those numbers up. We can definitely make some more content here. We can bring in the big hit, the heavy hitters. And dude, I'm stoked to be a part of this. This is something that I think, like you said, this is the first out of the whole area. I have not seen one single entity do this. This is something brand new to Rochester, and I'm freaking excited to be a part of it, man.
Me too. So we'll end it there, bro. And yeah, stay tuned, everybody. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.